A Central Kentucky home goes up in flames with a farmer trapped inside. Hear from his brother, who's dealing with a devastating loss.
A little bit of snow on the way to parts of the Bluegrass State, but it's the Arctic cold, the bitter cold temperatures taking center stage when I come back in just a bit.
And federal investigators say a little girl who survived a plane crash that killed 4 family members could help them figure out what brought down that plane.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Jennifer Palumbo. The week is off to a cold start, but this is not the coldest air we'll have. Before temperatures take a big plunge, there's a chance for light snow. You're looking live at Triangle Park in downtown Lexington, where it's in the low 20s this afternoon. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking the cold and snow. And Chris, now the clouds are moving in.
Yeah, we're getting those clouds ahead of our light snowmaker for some areas coming later tonight, Jennifer. And those clouds now beginning to show up late this afternoon. Here's a look behind Live First Alert Defender. We've got our sky cam aimed toward the north because it is the northern parts of the Bluegrass State that will have the greatest shot for some light snow falling and on the ground first thing tomorrow morning. 24 degrees right now in Lexington, but look at our wind chill. It feels like it is 15 degrees, courtesy of a little bit of wind that is gusting up out there. So bundle up. And that 15-degree wind chill, by the way, in a few days is going to seem warm. Just to show you what is on the way. Live First Alert Defender. Nothing out there now. Streak of some snow, though, working across parts of Missouri, Iowa, through Illinois, heading toward Indiana. That's ahead of a clipper. It's a clipper we talked about last week that is working its way across parts of the Dakotas now, and it is aimed for the Ohio Valley. It's basically going to take a track right on top of northern Kentucky. That means a glancing blow of snow to our region, especially the farther north that we go. Majority of the heavier snows, you could be talking about 6 inches of snow into that little zone just to the north of the Ohio River. And then it's all about the deep freeze. It's going to settle into town as we track bitterly cold air towards central and eastern Kentucky when I come back in just about 15 minutes, Jennifer.
Thank you, Chris. A farmer has died after being trapped inside his burning home. The fire started just after 7 this morning on Maywood Road near Stanford. WKYT's Phil Pendleton is in Lincoln County, where he talked to the victim's brother. It's our top story at 4.
The Lincoln County Fire Chief tells me that when they arrived this morning just after 7 o'clock, much of the home had already been destroyed, and they soon discovered that the homeowner was also inside. That man is 54-year-old Danny Bailey, a lifelong Lincoln County resident and a well-known farmer in this part of this area. The cause of the fire is not known, but the victim's brother tells me that Bailey used a wood stove to heat his home.
If I had to make a guess, I would say a wood stove, because he did burn wood. And that's just my opinion. That and 50 cents will get you a cup of coffee out of the machine if it decides to work. So
Danny Bailey lived in this home for much of his life. He lived here alone, and I'm told that he was found in the front bedroom of the home. In Lincoln County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
The fire marshal and Kentucky State Police are investigating the fire, but foul play is not suspected. Federal investigators hope to talk to the 7-year-old girl who survived a plane crash in western Kentucky that killed 4 of her family members. State police say Sailor Gutzler walked almost a mile through the woods in near freezing temperatures to find help Friday night. Her family's plane crashed in Lyon County, killing her mother, father, 9-year-old sister, and 14-year-old cousin. Gutzler ended up at the home of Larry Wilkins after spotting his porch light on. NTSB officials say Sailor's account of the crash could help them determine what caused it.
I've seen a bloody little girl with tears in her eyes, her lips trembling.
Sailor is back home in Illinois with other family members. Services for her father, mother, and sister will be Friday. Sailor's cousin will be laid to rest Wednesday morning. The NTSB says it could be 10 days before they release a preliminary crash report. We'll have more on this story on WKYT News at 5 and 6. Our reporters are working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Amber Philpott is in the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Amber.
Good afternoon to you, Jennifer. The third person charged in the shooting death of a Winchester woman made his first court appearance today. 19-year-old Amber Cottle died 2 days before Christmas. Police say she was hit by a stray bullet that was fired from an apartment above hers. 18-year-old Aaron Staley is charged with murder. He was picked up in Madison County after investigators released surveillance photos of him. We'll have the details of what happened today in court on WKYT News at 4:30. Fayette County students are back in classes today after the Christmas break. It was also the first day back on the job for interim school superintendent Marlene Helm. She served as interim superintendent 10 years ago and will serve as interim until a permanent replacement for Tom Shelton is found. He resigned last year after a state audit cited problems between his office and school board members, who now have the task of finding the permanent leader of that district. We'll sit down with Dr. Helm on WKYT News at 4:30. And volunteers in Lexington are working right now to make sure those in need stay warm this week. Workers at God's Net are sorting clothing donated from over the holidays. Tomorrow night, volunteers will visit areas where the homeless are known to gather to distribute coats, hats, gloves, and blankets. Rides to shelters will also be offered. You'll hear from organizers on WKYT News at 5 and at 6. That's a look at some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thanks, Amber. Now to stories making headlines across the nation at 4. Jury selection has started in the trial of the man accused in the Boston Marathon bombing. 21-year-old Dzhokhar Tsarnaev could face the death penalty if convicted of the 2013 bombings that killed 3 people and injured more than 260. Marley Hall has the latest from Boston.
Security is tight outside the federal courthouse in Boston, where jury selection is underway in the trial of Boston Marathon bombing suspect Dzhokhar Tsarnaev. Inside, the 21-year-old sat with his lawyers as they began the process of picking jurors from a pool of 1,200 people. The jury will decide whether Tsarnaev carried out the deadly 2013 bombings with his brother, and if so, whether he should be put to death.
I believe in the death penalty if somebody is 100% found guilty.
I don't believe in the death penalty personally, but I don't think he should see the light of day again.
Prosecutors say the brothers planned the attacks as payback for U.S. actions in Muslim countries. The defense has suggested it plans to show Tsarnaev was under the influence of his older brother Tamerlan, who was killed in a police shootout.
It's the beginning of the process.
Peter Riddle was near the second explosion and acted as a first responder. He plans to attend the trial.
If there's an opportunity for me to go, I would like to go. Maybe that's my personal closure, to see him one more time.
Riddle wasn't physically hurt, but now suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder. He would like to see Tsarnaev imprisoned for life.
Let him rot in jail, and let him really suffer that way.
Jury selection is expected to take weeks. Marley Hall, CBS News, Boston.
Tsarnaev's lead defense attorney, Judy Clark, has represented high-profile defendants, including Unabomber Ted Kaczynski and Jared Luffner, who killed 6 people and wounded former Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords. All were found guilty, but were kept off death row. The hunt for the missing Air Asia Flight 8501 continues in the Java Sea as crews pull more bodies from the water. The plane crashed more than a week ago, killing all 162 people on board. So far, 36 bodies have been recovered. Indonesia's National Search and Rescue Director of Operations says 5 large objects, one believed to be the fuselage, have been detected in the water. Aerial surveys have also spotted debris washed up on beaches in the search region, but those objects have not been confirmed as being part of that missing flight.
WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Investors are back for the first full trading week of the year. And as the price of oil slumped again, so did stocks. They had their biggest drop in months today. The price of oil today dipping below $50 a barrel for the first time in more than 5 years. The Dow plunged 331 points to close at 17,502. The Nasdaq and the S&P also had big losses. From hamburgers to coffee, get ready to spend more money on some popular grocery store items this year. Beef and coffee fans can blame the increase on a lack of rain. Red meat prices are expected to be up nearly 45% this year. And everyone from Starbucks to Folgers is boosting coffee prices. If you plan on using a mobile device to search out better deals, prepare to pay more for the privilege. As consumer demand for data rises, so are many data plans. And going to the doctor could cost more as well. Insurance premiums and doctor's visits are expected to climb. The holidays have come and gone, and now's the time to get a deal on holiday decor, but that's not the only bargain you'll find in January. Now is also a good time to buy certain electronics, such as televisions. The reason why? The International Consumer Electronics Show kicks off this week with a look at the newest gadgets, meaning stores want to get rid of their existing inventory now. According to Consumer Reports product research experts who monitor prices, January is also a good time to find deals on bedding and linens, winter clothing, treadmills, ellipticals, and toys. This upcoming tax season is expected to be the worst in years, both for the IRS and taxpayers. That's because the IRS budget keeps getting smaller and the tax code keeps getting more complicated. Also, the number of taxpayers has grown by about 7 million. That means on January 20th, when the IRS begins accepting returns, there will be fewer taxpayer services available and possibly delayed refunds. Experts say about 47% of the calls coming into the IRS probably will not be answered during the filing season. Those who do get through will have to wait on average 34 minutes to talk to a person.
Afternoon, guys. We are at Strong Shop Fitness here in Bellary, right off Harrodsburg Road, where I'm worn out, Josh. Is it okay after 3 to stop?
That's okay.
You know, in the beginning of the new year, the gyms are packed. This place is no different. What I like about this place, this isn't your like normal gym. Strong Shop Fitness, Josh Sato with us. What is Strong Shop Fitness all about?
Strong Shop Fitness is all about designing workouts and designing an experience that's based around the individual. We don't try to fit the masses. We try to really tailor our workouts and our classes for the individuals that are here.
I was going to say, people set New Year's resolutions, and I think the problem is we set them too high because we want to come in and we want to look like you, when in reality that's going to take a few years.
Well, you know, the biggest thing with a New Year's resolution is being accountable for yourself, and that's really where we come in and try to help you out through the personal training and through the classes, that we're here for you to help you along the way.
So we've got TRX going on right now, which is hugely popular. Tell us what TRX is all about. People do this in their own home too.
They do. TRX is a really functional piece of equipment that you can use at home. We incorporate them in our classes. We incorporate them in our personal training. It involves a lot of core stabilization, and you can use it for your arms, you can use it for your legs, your abs, anything you can think of, we can hit it with this piece of equipment.
I know cardio has always been huge, and you still need cardio,
right?
But really this is the trick when you're talking about toning your body, right?
Absolutely. I mean, strength training is what's really going to allow you to build lean muscle tissue, and that's what's going to give you that toned look that everybody wants. And you can spend days on a treadmill, but at the end of the day, it's just not going to give you that toned look you're going for.
I want to look like these two ladies is what I want to look like. So you think that's a good New Year's resolution?
That's a great New Year's resolution.
Or impossible, maybe.
No,
okay,
no.
Strong Shop Fitness located in Bellary, right off Harrodsburg Road, coming up at 4:50. You notice I only did, what, like 3 of these?
That's okay.
You want me to keep on?
7 in just a second.
Well, he's not going to let me stop. Coming up at 4:50, a thing called the Rip Stick. Pretty cool and unique to this place. We'll talk more about it when we return here. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
It's time for better living, health education, and consumer news that impacts your life. The flu is hitting the U.S. in full force. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports almost all states have widespread flu activity, and most of the flu out there is from a virus not matched to this year's vaccine. Allison Harmelin reports.
Doctors at New York City's Lenox Hill Hospital are seeing up to 10 suspected cases of flu a day in the emergency room.
And it's concerning because a lot of these patients are coming in and have been vaccinated.
The latest CDC report shows 43 states are now experiencing high or widespread flu activity. Government health officials say the vaccine may be only about 30% effective this year because the main flu strain circulating, H3N2, is not a good match to the vaccine.
In the average year, we see an effectiveness of the vaccine somewhere at 50 to 70%. And so it might be a little lower this year, but even if it's lower, it may provide some protection, especially important in people who are at high risk of severe disease.
The H3N2 virus tends to cause more severe illness, especially in very young children and the elderly. Doctors say there are usually more hospitalizations and deaths in years when this virus circulates.
The cough typically is not.
Dr. Robert Glatter says anyone at high risk for flu complications should get antiviral medication like Tamiflu.
In general, it cuts about a day off symptoms.
And Dr. Glatter says if you get the flu, stay home. You could easily infect others for 10 days while the virus runs its course. Allison Harmelin for CBS News, New York.
Federal health officials say 21 children have died from the flu nationwide so far this season. It's estimated the flu kills around 30,000 people in the U.S. each year. Children who use tablets or smartphones before bed could get less sleep than those who don't. A study from University of California, Berkeley found having small screens within reach was slightly worse than a television when it came to sleep deprivation for children ages 9 through 13. Overall, children with access to smartphones and tablets got nearly 21 fewer minutes of sleep than children who didn't. And those with a TV in their bedroom got 18 fewer minutes of sleep than those without TVs in their rooms. Netflix is cracking down on foreign customers who use the service to watch American shows. Customers living abroad say they are no longer able to view U.S. shows on Netflix through a virtual private network. Customers use such networks to hide their location, making Netflix believe they live in the U.S. when in fact they don't. Netflix has always restricted some U.S. content for international users because of agreements with film and TV studios. Starbucks is looking to gain back some coffee credibility after years of frappuccinos and pumpkin spice lattes. The coffee chain is adding something a bit more sophisticated to its menu, a flat white. It's 2 shots of espresso and steamed milk, and it's very popular in countries around the world. Move over Oprah. Mark Zuckerberg has started a book club, and he's inviting everyone on Facebook to join. He's created a group page called Year of Books. The first book is called The End of Power, and it is already sold out on Amazon. For more health, education, and consumer news, go to WKYT.com and click on Better Living.